So I'm a collector first and foremost. And I wouldn't say that I was in love with TCGs and Pokemon and Magic and all those things. I wouldn't say that 5 years ago. And I would think it's always in me. The collector in me has always been there. I like having things on display. I like having things to where I can view it every once in a while, just knowing that I have it or have it in a box or have it somewhere in my house. And I say that I'm not a hoarder, right? But I like to have things. And I know that's not part of the game, right? Life isn't just about collecting things, it's about having memories, that kind of thing. And I guess some of the things that I have currently that I've been collecting over the last few years in terms of Pokemon and Magic, and I really like cars, like the Fast and Furious movies. I love those kinds of things. And so I like have the Lego of Paul Walker's GTR, the silver one with the blue decals on it. I love that kind of stuff, and I love having things that remind me how much I love it. And so I wasn't really. I think the collector was always in me. The collector that I kind of trait. I got it from my dad. We were always growing up. My dad had baseball cards, baseball memorabilia. We would always go to like baseball games and just basketball games and that kind of thing. And so it was always around me. So I kind of just had a natural inclination to start collecting things. And my dad's a big coin collector. He has ton of gold, ton of silver, a lot of mint things from like the U.S. Mint, and those are all going to be coming to me when he passes. Not saying that's anytime soon, but like that's going to be more inherit. I'm going to inherit it, so that's going to be pretty cool. But so I sold a couple of my booster boxes today, and these booster boxes were just some of the newer sets. These sets were they're the Chaos Rising, the Perfect Order, the Pitch Black, those kind of sets. I think they're great. They have a lot of great cards, but I'm not attached to them like some other things, and I'll maybe show you some things here in a second. But so I sold them today, and I sold them for basically what I paid for them. I think I made like $10 or $15. And the thought came up. I was chatting with a guy. I had a Brilliant Stars ETB Pokemon Center that I sold it to someone. And this guy reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, do you still have this Brilliant Stars ETB?" And I said, "No, I don't have it. But is there anything else I can help you with? Is there anything else you're looking for?" Because I have Mega Dream booster boxes. I have those booster boxes on my shelf. I have various products that I'm kind of working through of a collection I bought. And he's like, "Yeah, send me your collector link." And I don't have things on a collector. I'm like, "Yeah, I have a website. So go ahead. I'll send you my website. Go ahead and check it out. See if there's anything you want." And he had picked out two booster boxes, a Perfect Order booster box and a Chaos Rising booster box. And like I said, I like the cards in that set. I think they're great. I'd much rather have the cards than the sealed product, but it's also the collector in me. I also like having the sealed product just to say I have the product, right? And so I was a little hesitant with selling them. I did list them on my website. They were for sale, and I think I put them maybe $10 or $15 over market. Just I'm trying to build my business income, that kind of thing, so I can buy more boxes, more Japanese boxes. So I'm like, what the heck? I'll just sell them. And so I handed them off today to this person, and I have a little bit of regret about it, just because of like, well, these aren't going to sell. I'm just going to hold on to them. Maybe they'll be worth something in the future. Maybe I can just look at them every once in a while. And so yeah, I have a little regret. But now it comes back to the business aspect. I have this product that's for sale, and if I hoard it and I don't sell it, am I really a business? And so that thought came in my mind, and it kind of put me at ease. So like I have a ton of booster boxes right now, Mega Dream, and then I have some Abyss Eye. I have a few of the newer sets, that kind of thing, just kind of sitting on my website. If you want to go on there and check it out, they're basically at MSRP. Japanese sets is a little bit over market just because I'm not going to lose money on the boxes. I'd rather just sit on them. And so, yeah, if you want to check it out, that'd be great. But I need to remind myself that I'm running a business, and if this product needs to sell, I need to move it. And so that's kind of the point of the video here. But I also wanted to touch on another topic. Another thing that I have been dealing with or working through is, and this might be a challenge for a lot of other people that are in the Pokemon space, whether you want to run a business or you just like collecting and you'll sell stuff to fund your hobby, right? I watch a lot of vendors like Jar Chomp Collectibles. I watch Omiyama's Trading. I watch a lot of the vendors, and they have a collection. They like to collect stuff, and they have a ton of money invested in Pokemon. And I was just thinking about, like, yes, I like Pokemon. Yes, I like the IP. Yes, I like Magic, and I'll show you one of my play booster boxes that I bought that I'm excited to open. It's part of the new Magic set, The Hobbit. I'm really excited to open that and get some cards out of it. I think I want to do the master set. And so that's coming back to that collector in me. But I don't know if I can fully bank on holding sealed product to invest in it. I know Rudy from Alpha Investments, he's big on that. He'll sit on stuff for a long time and then he'll resell it. And I'm not saying I don't have confidence in the Pokemon hobby. I don't think I have a lot of confidence. They know what they're doing. There are a lot of smart people at Pokemon International, a lot smarter than me. They know what they're doing. And so they don't want to destroy their IP with like poor product or stuff like that. I know they do funky things, but I think it's all in the background. They know what they're doing. They know what they have their hands on. But I don't know how you can put all of your money into Pokemon and not have anything as a backup. So like my current employer that I work for, they do a match. They give you 5% of your income just right off the bat. You don't have to put any money in. It's really cushy. This job is super awesome. I'm really hesitant to do anything like leave it or anything because it's very beneficial to supporting my family, right? This Pokemon hobby, this business that I'm starting doesn't have enough cash flow to support my family, so I need to have something on the back end. So I have that 5% going in, and then they match 4.5% up to your 6%. So you're basically getting 15% of your income as long as you put 6% of your income into a 401k, they match it. And I think people that are putting all of their money, I know a few people that are just put all of their money into Pokemon. And that's pretty bullish. Like that's pretty bold if you ask me. And I know you can liquidate it to some of the bigger sellers like Pokeani. He's taking collections. You can offload it to Rudy from Alpha Investments. And I just like to think of how, if I were to be collecting all this product to eventually sell in the future, how would I sell it if I didn't have a website? And that's the plan. If I do collect or hold on to things for long term, I do have an avenue as long as I have a broader audience that are looking to buy that specific product. I don't think I would have any problem selling it. And worst case scenario, if things happen, I could just offload it to some of the bigger sellers and they'll pay me at 75%, whatever that looks like. Maybe I'll make a good amount of money to where I can support my current situation or whatever it is. But so let's see, I can grab some of mine. So I'm a big fan of legendary birds, and I'm sure you've already figured that out if you've watched any videos on my channel. But I have this Sky Legend booster box, roughly markets about $500, and this thing's sick. I'm a big fan of legendary birds. Anything like a combination of those birds, that just tickles my fancy. I love anything to do with that. I even got and people make fun of me for this, but I even got a sealed booster pack, PSA 10 of that Sky Legend set. Super cool. And then let's see if I can get some of this down here for you. But I think the Hidden Fates Legendary Birds trio, the tag teams, are probably my favorite of the bunch. Let's see if I can get you up here. Make sure I don't knock that over, but I got all the tag teams, including the promo, in a PSA 10. Graded 3 of the 4 myself, so pretty excited about that. It's a cool little addition to my collection. And like I said, I'm a collector first and foremost. I have a 151 master set. I have a Destined Rivals master set. Those things are going to stay with me long term. And then I was doing master sets for a while, and that just doesn't really, especially like 151 is nostalgic for me because I grew up in the 90s. And so that stuff is really going to stay with me for a while just because it resonates a lot with me. But I was doing master sets of like Mega Base, and I was doing of Phantasmal Flames, and I just like didn't really get the joy out of it, out of a lot of other people do from doing master sets. And maybe they grew up with Pokemon, they know all of the Pokemon, and so all of those Pokemon relate to them, but they just don't do it for me. So like I was doing Phantasmal Flames, Mega Base, and like Perfect Order and stuff like that, and it just didn't really get me there. So back to the investing. I think if you are to invest in anything alternative, so like Bitcoin and Pokemon and other NFTs, stuff like that, I really think you need to have a backup because you don't know how, because they're not really a necessity, right? So let's just say the market turns and people lose a ton of money in their stock market. Maybe those assets, and I say assets because they do appreciate, but I would say, I don't know, stock market's kind of weird. It's not really a tangible asset. You don't hold it in your hand. But let's just say if the market were to turn, you lose all of your investments in the stock market, what would Pokemon do? Is that going to be, like, if people are losing money, are they really going to buy Pokemon as a way to generate income? If the stock market crashed, they probably won't, because I think more people are outside of the hobby than in the hobby. So I think if you're to invest in Pokemon or other TCGs, I think you should have a backup plan. Like and Rudy talks about this all the time. Rudy and a few other people, I think Dan in Catch 'em All Collectibles, he says, make sure you fill your buckets. Fill your buckets in your 401k. So like I max out my 401k. I put money into a Roth. I have 6 months of savings. So a lot of things that are like safeguards to prevent anything drastic happening, I have those in place, and I'm continually putting money into those investments. And if I have anything left over, obviously I have my business account for booster boxes and stuff like that to sell online. But anything else, I like to put it into something else. So like I just bought these, let's see if I can get this here. I just bought this Magic the Gathering Hobbit play booster. Rudy from Alpha Investments is definitely the guy. He likes to hold on to that kind of stuff. I didn't really have the money for a collector's booster, and I don't really know how those are going to perform long term because there's not serialized cards in there. A lot of the cards, it seems like, other than I don't know if the One Ring is in the Hobbit, but anyway, I don't know how the Hobbit collector's box is going to perform long term. Obviously, it's going to go up at some point, but it's not going to be a Lord of the Rings holiday. It's not going to be the original Lord of the Rings set, because I'm sure that resonates with a lot of people. It's not going to be what's the superheroes, the Soul Stone. It's not going to be like that. It's probably just going to trend how it trends. It's going to market. The market's going to market, right? So just a word of caution to people that are putting all of their money into Pokemon. I would suggest have a different avenue of investment. Make sure that you're filling your buckets. Make sure you have cash for a rainy day to where you can put it where you need to. So like we just did our roof. We paid a bunch of money out of our savings, and then we have a HELOC. So we're putting money from our savings into the HELOC. So just make sure you have a lot of backup assets to where your family and your friends and all that kind of stuff is covered. So anyway, I appreciate you watching the video. Go ahead and comment down below. What are your alternative assets? What do you like to collect? Obviously, this is a Pokemon video, so tell me what you're collecting in Pokemon. Are you doing vintage? Are you doing the new set? I've heard a couple times that this modern era of Pokemon is kind of considered the junk wax era of Pokemon because just everything's being super printed, high demand, printed to demand in a sense. So let me comment down below and let me know what you're investing in, and I'd love to talk about it. So anyway, take it easy, guys. We'll talk to you later.